Alright you lot, don't forget to give us a follow on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, and while you're at it, give us a 5-star rating. Trust me, it really does help us out. Best race of the year. Next category, best race of the year. Brazil, Singapore, Hungary, Britain.
Come on, it's easy. It's Silverstone.
Wait, are we taking this as an entire weekend, or are we taking this as just purely the race?
The
entire weekend is Brazil for me.
Entire weekend's Brazil.
Weekend is Brazil. Race has to be Silverstone.
Come, sell it. What happened? Remind me.
There is so much that went on, right? Yeah. We had stupid, funny Ferrari team orders.
Nice.
We had through goes Hamilton. We just had so many like proper on-track battles, and I think Silverstone is like the perfect spot for that. Yeah. You had both. You had damage from Max Verstappen with, I believe it was Max Verstappen with his front wing, or actually maybe Sergio Perez. You also had Charles Leclerc trying to get past Sainz, and then to the point where he almost got pushed off, as it were, waiting for team orders and stuff like that. You had the whole midfield battle with Alonso, Hamilton, Perez, and then eventually Norris came into that. They were all just swapping sides everywhere you go.
That was probably the best battle of the year.
Yeah,
easily. Was that like obviously it was connected?
Because you had
battle of the year for sure.
Yeah, because you had all that battles going off, and then you had through goes Hamilton, but then he was getting overtaken by Sainz and then Perez. All this stuff is going on. It was just so action packed, and also not to saying this is what was making the race good, but obviously the very much the turn one incident with Zhou Guanyu and George Russell, and also Seb going into Alex, and then that's kind of changed up everything. Obviously everyone was all okay. Don't want to advocate, hey, crashes are fun.
Yeah, but it adds to the memorability of a race.
Yeah, as a moment for this year, Guanyu Zhou spinning around upside down.
Yeah,
totally.
That, and
very dangerous.
Other drivers trying to take avoiding action. Ocon, and getting absolutely slammed in that as well. So you have all these different modes.
Sat on a track.
Protesters, which which didn't get
again, would have been a problem, but it's memorable, I guess.
They didn't get the eyeballs they wanted.
Didn't get any eyeballs, which fair play to the broadcasters for avoiding that. Which, if you can imagine, if there wasn't any turn one incidents.
I was about to say this. Shout out to Guanyu Zhou to an extent, because if that hadn't been red flag,
I don't think you had much choice in it.
I know he didn't. I know.
This is what we're talking about earlier. This is what we're talking about earlier in the previous podcast we did about George Russell not overtaking, not leaving enough space. That's what he did on Zhou Guanyu. He thought he was on.
Gasly got pinched, didn't he?
Yeah, and then he thought it went into him. But that's why I've got to go for Silverstone. I do agree that Brazil, as a race weekend, was
as a whole weekend, Brazil was
absolutely. But if you're just going, and also the race for Brazil was phenomenal. You were there at Silverstone, weren't you?
I was at Silverstone. Yeah. That was mental, in fairness, because it just felt like there was constantly something happening.
You saw the protesters from where you were, didn't you? Or on the lookout balcony.
Yes, yeah, you could see the protesters. You could see the protesters, and you could see the whole Wellington Straight.
Yeah,
Wellington Straight. Yeah, so that was crazy, because obviously you had Max's slow puncture, didn't you, as well, during that? So he dropped back like that. After overtaking him. Like every 5 laps, it felt like something ridiculous was happening during that Grand Prix.
Yeah.
To be fair, the thing is as well, like Brazil was kind of like that as well.
It was an absolute banger as well.
Like the first 4 laps, especially of that, like the first lap, then the first safety car lap, or the first lap, sorry, after the safety car, was mental. You had Max and Lewis coming together, then them dropping through the order and people having to swerve out the way of them. 2 corners later, Lando's pummeled Leclerc into the wall.
Ricardo Magnussen
on the first lap. Okay, yeah.
He's still trying to dive bomb, but he had a really heavy tint on his.
There were moments, and obviously for a driver,
same with Lando.
For a driver to get their first race win, which obviously happened in both events, Russell and Sainz.
Yeah.
It was feel good as well at the end, wasn't it? With George.
I think the only reason I'm pushing for Silverstone is because it didn't have the pretense of a sprint race, which in this scenario in Brazil, sprint race was shown to be very, very good. I mean, sprint races, whether you like them or not, they're going to stay, unfortunately, in my case. But it's Brazil, I feel it's going to sway it.
I think we have to talk about the Sunday race in isolation, and I think you've sold it to me.
I think you've sorry Silverstone.
You were there as well.
I hear it. No, I hear it. It probably was. So I want to disagree.
British bias through and through. I'm so sorry.
Brexit.
There we
Brexit.
go. Right. It's gone full send.
You've literally got it as your background.
Best race of the year, British Grand Prix. Worst race of the year.
Oh, there's some contenders here.
We've got Mexico, Austria, Miami.
Oh, Miami was
Which
a
I know
howler.
surely you're saying that. Why am I getting wrong? Surely you're saying that,
wrong.
right?
It's between Mexico and Miami for me.
Mexico was bad.
The thing is,
Mexico
what
was
frustrates me about Mexico is that it's always the same deal, but nothing's ever really properly changed about it. And it's all about Sector 3. Like Sectors 1 and 2. Sector 1 is like, if you got a fast car, there you go, you got some few chicanes. Sector 2 is all about, making it like tight, nimble, a bit like Silverstone through the S's and whatnot. Sector 3 is just dead. I mean, both for the fans in the stadium there, all of that can be completely changed. They just need to reprofile that whole section.
I think what they did with that section, they were like, how can we absolutely maximize the amount of time these cars are in this stadium section?
But this is the thing. So this is where...
But it's so slow and just ruins the rhythm of the lap so badly that kind of like, okay, cool, yeah, you're watching them come through at 40 miles an hour.
But this is the thing. This is where, like, and not to draw comparisons too much, but this is where Formula E do race on the exact same circuit. But the way they do it with the arena there is a lot different, where they go around the whole perimeter of it rather than just going in as like a little chicane.
Yeah.
And I think the idea that what you want to do is where you got imagine you've got the baseball stadium like here, and then you've got like sort of the racetrack coming in this way. If you came in diagonally, you've got another overtaking opportunity there, and then you can go around the circuit. The only reason they didn't want to beforehand is because where you had that opening, so this is the grandstands, there is where you had a huge stage, which now is no longer there. The podium is now moved, because they used to have like Metallica concerts and whatnot there. Now that's been moved, this isn't a public street circuit, it's a proper built circuit, so you can do that infrastructure there. It's different to like Miami, where I have to give a bit of saving grace here.
They're more restricted.
Yeah, they're more restrictive because it's some public roads. There's a lot of stuff which aren't anymore. But also at the same time, Miami, that is so dead.
Mexico was worse.
I'm gonna put a hat in the ring here.
Sorry, so yeah, my vote is Mexico, by the way. Mexico.
So yours is Mexico,
but
right?
it's close to Miami, very closely behind.
Mine, and I'm gonna try and convince you here, Tommo, because you're set on Mexico, right?
Sure, yeah, I'll go for that.
Okay, fine. Miami. Think about it, yeah. The water was fake.
I was
bro.
there.
Yeah, I know exactly. So
I
you
touched
saw
it. I
you
touched
saw
it.
the cardboard water firsthand.
I did.
Yeah? Miami. There's a lot of good water in Miami.
Literally, my
anyway,
most
right?
viral tweet is shit posting on Miami.
Yeah. So
a guy pretending to jump into the water.
that fake cardboard water cannot be overlooked, bro. I don't even care about the Grand Prix.
It's coming back as well next year. They've confirmed it's coming back next year.
They put boats on cardboard, fam. That can't run.
And also the racing was shit.
Saturday.
It was terrible.
To be fair,
the only good battle they missed.
I was only there. I was only there on Saturday.
Was it still cardboard then?
Yeah, it was still cardboard.
So you know what
they
to
did
do.
change it up.
Yeah, you know what to
no,
do.
but Saturday was good. Qualifying was like it was. But again, I'm seeing the cars going like full tilt through the S's.
Yeah. You're there in person, so
you
it's
had
different.
the Vettel Schumacher crash, which was quite.
Also, the Norris
poignant.
crash with Gasly.
With Gasly.
Yeah. Tyre just rolling down the road.
Yeah.
What actually happened in Mexico? Was there any actual like?
Ricardo.
It's literally just
moving through the
Ricardo,
field.
which is a
and
really,
then
which is
Tsunoda thing
but
as
like
well.
but as much as I simp over like Ricardo, it's like I can see past that because it still was a dead race because there's nothing else going on. If my favorite driver is getting screen time and we're going, P7, it's like, mate, come on, this is not a great race.
And it was also like, if Daniel Ricciardo had done the same strategy as everyone else, fuck me, that probably would have been the worst race of all time.
They need that. This is where like Miami, I understand it because they can't have too many changes because it's some of it is street road, some of it's not. Whereas in Mexico, they have full control to change that, but they're not doing it.
I'm going to go Mexico. Because this
I'm so sorry.
This was the first year of Miami.
Cardboard water.
The
I can't
first year of
believe it.
Miami, and Miami had some drama.
Yeah.
Not good wheel-to-wheel racing. Gasly and Lando coming together, but there was something memorable about it happening. Whereas Mexico, we've had it for ages, and it's still a dead track.
Yeah.
To be fair, Mexico was like 3 weeks ago, and I still just had to ask you what happened. So that is kind of crazy.
But the irony though, there's both these races, there is so much hype and build-up. I would have loved to have gone there just to see the atmosphere.
The
I'm so
fandom,
concerned
particularly
about
in
Las
Mexico.
So when I did Formula E Mexico, the times I've been there have been amazing. Literally, the first time I went there, I got mugged of all my of all my filming gear, my laptops, the hard drive.
That's a good race.
And it was still an amazing place to go, though. I'd still be like, go there, absolutely.
Go and get mugged.
Go get mugged, but then also go see the Libre wrestlers. It's brilliant. Whereas same with Miami, there's so much hype about it, but then it just let down.
Yeah, it's just flashy in it, Miami. Yeah. But worst race of the year, Mexico. Well done.
Well done, Mexico. Good shit.